All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, giving our praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash. Giving double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Peace and salutations to the few and sincere brethren. The Akim out there on the highways and byways, pushing this truth with 100% sincerity. And peace and salutations to the few and sincere sisters who believe in this gospel. So I want to talk about First Corinthians chapter 8 and going into food sacrificed to idols. And this is it's a topic we're going over. Brothers here in the camp, we're reading the book of First and Second Corinthians, and we've come to chapter 8, and really just talking about it and getting the understanding of it. So I decided to do a video lesson on it, and it's a good subject to talk about because you got a lot of Israelites in the camp, especially pertaining to pagan holidays, who will say and tell you, well, you can't go to Thanksgiving dinner and get you a plate, or get you a plate on Christmas or anything like that, or 4th of July, you can't go and get a plate or nothing like that, or you'll be eating food sacrificed unto idols. And when you say things like that, that's just kind of, giving people the wrong, I don't want to say wrong impression, but it's just not necessarily something to, what's the right word? Salakia. I'm trying to condemn brothers on, right? It's not necessarily something that you should condemn brothers on because they might get a plate for, from their family on Thanksgiving or whatever, right? Now, if you choose not to eat any food, or, maybe not go see your family on Thanksgiving or anything like that, that's cool. It's nothing, that's cool, right? If that's just not what you do, that's all right. A lot of brothers just choose to stay away from family members and everything like that on those days. And some days, sometimes I do, right? But, you got brothers who will go and visit their family, the family having a dinner and it's on Thanksgiving. And, brothers will get a plate. But to say that you're eating food sacrificed to idols and that you will be worshiping an idol on that day just because you got a Thanksgiving plate from your family, that's just not correct, and that's not true. And First Corinthians chapter 8 talks about that, right? So let's go ahead and go right into it. Right? Salakia. This is First Corinthians chapter 8, starting at verse 1. It says, "Now as touching things offered unto idols, we know that we all have knowledge. Knowledge puffeth up, but charity edifieth. And if any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing, yet as he ought to know. But if any man love Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the same is known of him. As concerning, therefore, eating of those things that are offered in sacrifice unto idols, we know that an idol is nothing in the world, and that there is none other power but one. For though there be that are called gods, whether in heaven or in earth, as there be gods many and lords many, but to us there is but one God, or one power, right? The Father, of whom are all things, and we in him. And one Lord, Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, by whom are all things, and we by him, right? So what it's saying is that, we have this knowledge and this truth, and we know in our minds that there's only one God, right? And that is Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. There's only one power, right? So with knowing that there's only one power, you going to the Thanksgiving dinner, you know that you're not worshiping an idol. You know that in your mind, you're not saying, okay, I'm worshiping whatever idol that Thanksgiving is about, right? Or that Thanksgiving is about. Is when we're in this truth, it's just another day for us, right? And that's how we look at it. It's just another day. And when if you go and eat food with your family members, or you know what I'm saying, and see your family, and you get a plate, a Thanksgiving plate, a Christmas plate, a 4th of July plate, a Memorial Day plate, whatever, right? It's just a family dinner. It's just another family gathering. And that's really what it is, right? Now, your family members may be in the Christmas spirit, decorating, putting up the Christmas tree, and doing this and that and everything like that, right? But if you know in your mind that you ain't putting up no Christmas tree, you ain't putting up the ugly Christmas sweater, you know what I'm saying? You ain't in the spirit of Christmas, you ain't in the spirit of Thanksgiving, you ain't putting on the American flag shirt and shorts on the 4th of July and everything like that. And you're just looking at it as you're just in the spirit of, all right, I'm still worshiping only Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Well, there's nothing wrong with going to get a plate and spending some time with your family, right? But let's keep going. It says, howbeit there is not in every man that knowledge, for some with conscience. Actually, let me go ahead and get another precept before I go and get that. Let me go and get this. Zechariah chapter 14 and verse 9, right? And it says, and the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, shall be king over all the earth. And that day shall there be one Lord, and his name one, right? So there's only one power. There's only one God. And that's Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, right? And we have to, and not just on these holidays, but every day, go about with this conscience, right? Knowing that there's only one power, knowing that there's only one God, and that's the God that you're worshiping, right? No matter what day it is. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 5. Kind of start at verse 4, right? It says, hear, O Israel, the Lord our power is one Lord, and thou shalt love the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai thy power with all thine heart and with all thy soul and with all thy might, right? So our power is one God, right? Which is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So again, every single day we go in, we move with this conscience. We move with these thoughts that, I'm serving Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. I'm not serving any other false gods or idols or anything like that, right? So that's an everyday thing. That's even on these so-called holidays, right? These man-made pagan holidays and everything like that. So we're not, we're not moving with the conscience that, okay, I ate some turkey on Thanksgiving, now I'm worshiping another God. No, right? But let's go back to 1 Corinthians chapter 8 because it goes deeper, for those in the brotherhood, right? So verse 7, it says, howbeit there is not in every man that knowledge, for some with conscience of the idol unto this hour eat it as a thing offered unto an idol, and their conscience being weak is defiled, right? So Not every brother may have the understanding. Not every brother may have grown to the point to have that understanding that, okay, well, this is just a plate of food, right? Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai created the turkey, the yams, you know what I'm saying, where the yams come from, you know, where the green beans, the cabbage, or the mustard greens, you know, the food that Jake eats on Thanksgiving. Now, of course, we eat the clean food. We eat clean meats, right? You ain't eating no ham. You know, you ain't eating no shrimp or no unclean food or nothing like that, you know. But we understand that the clean meats, all of that comes from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, right? But at the same time, you have brothers who may be new in the faith. You have brothers who just may have not grown to that point and to that understanding to where they sincerely feel in their conscience if they eat this food, they're eating something sacrificed to an idol, right? So for that brother, that particular brother, right, it may be best for him to refrain from being with the family on Thanksgiving or Christmas or 4th of July, something like that. Now, when I first came into the truth, that's how I was, right? My first year in the truth, I didn't spend Christmas with my family. I didn't spend Thanksgiving with my family. I didn't spend 4th of July, nothing like that with my family, right? I kind of shied and stayed away. But that was because I hadn't grown to that point to just realize that this is just food, right? And also you have camps who encourage brothers not to, spend time with family on those days and not even eat a plate on those days. And they'll tell you that if you eat a plate, you're eating food sacrificed unto idols, and the Lord is going to kill you for that. And that's just not necessarily true, because I want to make this point. That same turkey, now first off, you ain't killing the animal, right? You're not killing the animal. You're buying that turkey, or you're buying those ribs, those beef ribs, of course, or the chicken, or whatever you may be eating on one of these so-called holidays. You're buying that from the grocery store, right? We're not living in the days where, we kill our own food. We kill our own animals and make our own and butcher our own meats, right? So the same place where that turkey came from, that your cousin, your mama, your dad, your aunt, uncle, whoever is cooking that turkey, it's the same place. It's coming from the same grocery store that you go to buy your food every single day. So if you're saying that you're eating a food sacrificed unto other gods, right? You're eating food sacrificed unto other gods on that particular day. Well, that would mean you're eating food sacrificed to other gods every single day. Because let's be honest, if you really think about it, you weren't there when they butchered that meat. You weren't in that meat cutting or meat packing facility when they killed the chicken or the turkey or the cow and they packed the meat up. You didn't see the process. You didn't see how they did it. You didn't see if they were doing it in the name of other gods or nothing like that. So if you're going to say that, okay, just because a brother eats a Thanksgiving plate, that he's worshiping other idols, he's eating food sacrificed to idols on that particular day, well, you have to say that every day, because all of that food comes from the same places, right? But look, let's keep on going. It says, but meat commendeth us not to the Most High, for neither if we eat are we better, neither if we eat not are we the worse. But take heed, lest by any man's this liberty of yours become a stumbling block to them that are weak. For if any man see thee which has knowledge sit at meat in the idol's temple, shall not the conscience of him which is weak be emboldened to eat those things which are offered to idols? And through thy knowledge shall the weak brother perish, for whom a Mashiach died. But when ye sin so against the brethren, and wound their weak conscience, ye sin against Mashiach. Wherefore, if meat make my brother to offend, I will eat no flesh while the world standeth, lest I make my brother to offend, right? So what it's saying is that not every brother has that understanding yet to the point to where they know that, okay, this is not eating this food here is not really that serious. It's just a plate of food, right? And it all comes from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. And I know in my mind and in my spirit who I serve and who I worship and who I'm going to continue to worship after this day. You know, with that brother who may not be that strong or built up just yet, you know, that could actually weaken him if you say, if he expresses, you know, I don't believe I should do this. You know, don't encourage him to do it. Just let him over time be built up in the faith. You know, don't encourage him or cause him to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because he might in his conscience think that he's going off, and it might weaken his faith. It could weaken his faith, right? And then we have a problem with you, as the scriptures say. You know, he who hath offended one of these little ones, it would be better if a millstone were tied to his neck and he be dragged to the bottom of the sea, roughly paraphrasing, right? So you don't want to offend a brother who may not be built up just yet by encouraging them to eat food on these days. You might break it down to them, you might explain it to them, but they still might not be there yet in the spirit. And that's fine. That's cool. You know, if a brother says, hey, I don't think I should do this, hey, I'm going to stay away from my family on Thanksgiving, that's fine. Just say, okay, brother, that's good. You know, that's good. You know, do what you do. Right? So look, let's go here to 1 Corinthians 10. Salakia. 10 in verse 27. It says, if any of them that believe not bid you to a feast, and ye be disposed to go, whatsoever is set before you, eat, asking no question for conscience sake, right? Because, once again, you never know. You don't know when you buy and you know, most of the time, Jake, our family members, they ain't cutting up meat talking about some I'm putting this out for all or somebody. Now you probably got some crazy motherfuckers who do. But most Jake is like, they like, all right, man, I'm finna put these steaks on the grill. It may be 4th of July, but I'm putting these steaks on the grill. And this and that, we eating, right? But you don't know where that meat came from necessarily. You might have bought it from the store, but you didn't see that meat get butchered. You didn't see the condition of the cow. You didn't see how they cut it up. You didn't see if it was even an altar in there. You know what I'm saying? It could be altars in some of these meat packing places. Is that going to stop you from going to the grocery store and buying meat? I'm pretty sure it's not. So for, you know, other camps and other Israelites to say that a brother is going to die because he ate a plate with his family on the 4th of July, that's just not true, man. That's just not true. Right? And it says, this is verse 28. It says, but if any man say unto you, this is offered in sacrifice unto idols, eat not for his sake that shoot it, and for conscience sake, for the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. Right? So yeah, now if somebody tell you, hey, we having this feast for this other God, and we eating this food, and we making this a sacrifice to the goddess of the sun or whatever, right? Okay, well, yeah, don't eat that shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't eat that. Like, don't participate in that. Stay away from that. Go get you some food from somewhere else or whatever. But if somebody just tells you blatantly, like, hey, we this dinner is to worship another guy, well, yeah, you stay away from that, right? But as far as like with your family on the holidays, on these pagan holidays, these man-made holidays, man, if you choose to go and have a plate, a Thanksgiving plate or a 4th of July plate or a Christmas plate, as long as you are eating clean meats, clean foods, and as long as you have in your mind that no matter what day this is, I'm serving Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, right? Then you're not going off, man. You're not going off, right? And the Lord is not going to kill you for just simply having a plate with your family on one of these so-called man-made holidays, man. Right? Let me get another scripture. Let me get Romans 14. I'm going to start at verse 14, Salakia. And it says, I know and am persuaded by the Lord Yahweh Shai that there was nothing unclean of itself, but to him that esteemeth anything to be unclean, to him it is unclean. Right? Again, if you deem that in your conscience, if you eat of this fortune, if you eat a 4th of July plate or a Thanksgiving plate or whatever, and you believe in your conscience that you're going off, okay, well, hey, don't do it. Don't do it. You don't have to do it. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Ain't nobody's saying that, hey, you got to do this, right? It says, but if thy brother be grieved with thy meat, now walkest thou not charitably, destroy not him with thy meat for whom Hamashiach died. Let not then your good be evil spoken of, for the kingdom of Yahweh is not meat and drink, but righteousness and peace and joy in the Holy Spirit. For he that in these things serveth Hamashiach is acceptable to Yahweh and approved of men. Let us therefore follow after the things which make for peace, and things wherewith one may edify another. For meat destroy not the work of the Most High. All things indeed are pure, but it is evil for that man who eateth with offense, right? So, yes, the Lord, all of the food and everything is that we eat is of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, right? The clean foods, right? Things that are according to the dietary law, things that we're, according to the scriptures, we're allowed to eat, right? But if you're a young brother and you're offended that, the fact that you're eating if eating a Thanksgiving plate offends you in your spirit because you believe you may be going off, then don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Just don't do it. Refrain from it, right? It says, it is good neither to eat flesh, nor to drink wine, nor anything whereby thy brother stumbleth, or is offended, or is made weak. Hast thou faith? Have it to thyself before Yahweh. Happy is he that condemneth not himself in that thing which he alloweth, right? So, again, right, and it says, and he that doubteth is damned if he eat, because he eateth not of faith. For whatsoever is not of faith is sin, right? So, once again, if you are, if you're offended, if your faith is just not built up to that point, don't participate in those things, right? And it's not like, again, if you do go, we understand that we're not going in the spirit of Christmas, of celebrating Christmas, or of celebrating Thanksgiving, of celebrating 4th of July, or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? We're not going in that spirit where we're going to specifically celebrate these holidays, right? We're just in the spirit of, I'm going to eat with my family. I'm going to have fun with my family. I'm going to spend time with my family, right? It's a family gathering. Because most of the time with Jake, most of our families don't gather outside of these things unless it's a specific event or something like that. But most of the time, you only get to see some of your family members that you may, and yeah, even though we in the truth, we still got family members that we love who aren't in the truth, who are in the world. So certain family members you really only get to see on the holidays, or on these so-called holidays like 4th of July, or, you know, or certain moments or certain times that you spend with your family, certain, in a certain atmosphere that you having fun with your family, y'all joking around, laughing, telling stories, you know what I'm saying? All of this stuff. A lot of times you get those experiences on these so-called holidays. And there's nothing wrong with that, man. There's nothing wrong with that as long as you're in the right spirit and you know in your mind and in your heart that no matter what day it is, no matter what you're eating, of course, if it's clean, right? Or what so-called holiday it may be, you serve Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah only, right? So Lord willing, this was edifying, giving our praises to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah Bahashem Rahakwadash. And until next time.